A bitter airline strike that was threatening holiday travelers is over, thanks to a little unexpected intervention.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Dan is off tonight. Thousands of Americans are giving thanks a few days early this year for the sudden and surprise ending to the American Airlines strike. The airline and its flight attendants agreed today to submit their dispute to binding arbitration, but it took some unusual presidential arm twisting. Our coverage begins with correspondent Vicki Mabry.
Cheers went up at airports around the country this afternoon as striking flight attendants got the word.
The first, and we hope only, strike by American Airlines flight attendants is now history.
This morning, as they walked picket lines for a fifth day, many flight attendants didn't know if they would have jobs when the strike ended. This evening, they know that at least for now, their positions are safe.
It's over. We're back to normal. We're back to number one. We're back to someone special in the air.
The agreement to accept binding arbitration gets American off the ground as quickly as possible.
I think I can tell travelers that hold American Airlines tickets that if they will come to the airport tomorrow, I think they can do so with confidence.
Passengers who feared they would be stranded over the Thanksgiving holiday are the clear winners.
At least now we can get back.
But who wants to get back from Hawaii?
American admits operations won't be perfect at first. Passengers should expect delays. But travel industry experts say the bonus for travelers may be a fare war.
I think we're going to see some things come from American. They're going to have to get back on that good graces. They're going to have to do something now.
The losers are the thousands of applicants who hope to snap up flight attendants' jobs. Abbreviated training courses stop immediately. The end of the strike means American must now work to repair relations within the company and with its customers. Vicki Mabry, CBS News, Dallas.
This is Rita Braver at the White House. It's not often that a president gets involved in settling labor disputes, but today at a joint news conference with the visiting head of the Philippine government, President Clinton had this surprise statement.
I am pleased to announce that I have spoken with both parties involved in the American Airlines strike, and that both have agreed in principle to end the strike and to return to the bargaining table immediately. They've also agreed to resolve all matters under dispute through binding arbitration. All American Airlines flight attendants will be reinstated.
Aides said the White House got involved because the president was concerned that Americans would be stranded for the Thanksgiving holiday. The Secretaries of Labor and Transportation suggested that Bruce Lindsay, the president's longtime aide, speak with representatives of the airline and the flight attendants union. Lindsay determined that a call from President Clinton was needed and pulled him out of a meeting with the Philippine president. Mr. Clinton spoke with flight attendant President Denise Hedges and American Airlines President Robert Crandall, who sounded like a reluctant convert.
We are always concerned about binding arbitration because we think there is an inevitable inclination to split the difference. And we think that may very well result or could result in a contract which is simply untenable in the long term.
The White House insists the president did not pressure either side, but served as a facilitator. And the role may include a political bonus for him. Since the flight attendants are happy with the terms for ending the strike, Mr. Clinton may be taking a big step towards stemming organized labor's fury with him for pushing NAFTA through. Rita Braver, CBS News at the White House.
President Clinton said today he's satisfied with the Warren Commission conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald alone was responsible for the murder of President Kennedy. On this 30th anniversary of the assassination, a generation that cannot forget made sure future generations will not forget. Correspondent Bill Whitaker has our report.
The citizens of Dallas filled Dealey Plaza today to remember the city's most horrible moment, one of the nation's most wrenching. They came to designate this site where John F. Kennedy was slain as a National Historic Landmark.
It was just cataclysmic, one thing after another, that it's really been a fight, I think, for all of us to feel secure about our institutions and our country.
Mrs. John B. Connally was there that day. Her late husband, the Texas governor, was injured in the gunfire.
Today, we recognize the lasting place this site will forever have in our nation's history.
It was 30 years ago today when the popular young president drove through the streets of Dallas, beneath the 6th floor window of the Texas School Book Depository and into the crosshairs of Lee Harvey Oswald's rifle. His bullets cut down the president and shattered the nation's innocence. Today, at Kennedy's gravesite in Arlington, Virginia, citizens and family remembered too. For decades, the memory of what happened here was too painful for many residents of Dallas. There were even calls to tear down the school book depository. But the city finally concluded the greater tragedy would be to forget. The infamous 6th floor perch now is a Kennedy museum.
It was a terrible thing. It was a blow to our nation. But yet, I think there is some healing.
Some will always doubt the official story of what happened here 30 years ago. But because of what happened here today, it's doubtful future generations will ever forget. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Dallas.
Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, gun control and crime. Fighting for credibility, the NRA sets its sights on a new target. And Eye on America. Tonight, a brand new way of cracking down on juvenile offenders.
Start fresh and get a whole other kind of chip.
Chip Shot.
Presto Chip Shot potato chips. Slices so thin they gotta be crisp. Regular or ripple cut. Fry them up or even microwave for a light, no-fat chip.
Chip Shot.
Perfect Chip Shot slices. Flavor them up for the taste you want. Clean up easy. Dishwasher safe.
Chip Shot.
Crisp, light, delicious. A whole other kind of chip. Chip Shot potato chipper.
Chip Shot.
From Presto.
How fast does Ambisol start to relieve toothache pain? Before you can say
Ambisol.
Canker sore pain? Before you can say
Ambisol.
Relieve minor mouth pain on contact with Ambisol in regular or maximum strength.
For sinus pain and pressure relief, take Tristan Sinus. It contains ibuprofen with 40 million prescriptions, but combined in non-prescription strength with the decongestant doctors recommend most. Tristan Sinus with 2 doctor-recommended medicines.
The Brady gun control bill could become law after all. U.S. Senate leaders are threatening to call a special session after Thanksgiving if that's what it takes to get final passage. House and Senate negotiators have approved the final version of the bill to require a waiting period to purchase a handgun. But Senate Republicans still have objections and could still try to derail the legislation. The last-minute wrangling over the Brady bill is the latest sign that the gun lobby is still a lot more than just able to fire blanks, though it has lost some of its old firepower. Correspondent Diana Gonzalez reports tonight how the National Rifle Association is trying to reload and revamp its image.
A victim shot down on the streets of America. More ammunition for advocates of gun control. Another wound for the NRA.
People are tired of the level of violence in the society and they want action.
And they've gotten it. In Virginia, a new law that limits handgun purchases to 1 a month. New Jersey and Connecticut ban automatic weapons. The U.S. Congress follows suit. And now the Brady bill.
It's been a tough year for the NRA with major defeats here in Washington and around the country. While it's still a power to be reckoned with, the NRA no longer seems to be king of the hill.
They have lost a great deal of credibility in my state, which is a very conservative, pro-gun state.
But it's gained members.
Good afternoon, NRA membership.
There are now 3.3 million.
The fact is the NRA is alive and well because we're giving America what America wants. Real crime control aimed at fixing the system and protecting their right to own a gun.
But the NRA admits it has an image problem and is working hard to overcome it.
It's not about guns or joining the NRA.
The group is test marketing a 3-hour self-defense seminar for women. Critics claim it merely capitalizes on women's fears.
The women all over America are going out and buying guns right now. You want to know why? The system has collapsed and they know it.
So the NRA's new strategy is to focus attention on the criminal justice system and away from gun control. In Washington state, it successfully lobbied for a bill keeping felons in prison after 3 convictions.
So the NRA is down, but it's not out, and they still have some tricks up their sleeves.
and lots of money to spend promoting gun ownership and targeting politicians who get in its way. Diana Gonzalez, CBS News, Washington.
All over the country, people fed up with street violence are not waiting around for the NRA or Congress to do something about crime in America. Case in point, what the police chief of Portland, Oregon is doing about his part of the Wild West. Correspondent John Blackstone reports on a new move against crime.
Trouble always seems just around the corner in Portland's North Precinct.
Dope sales, some shootings, some stabbings, and gang activity.
Crime is destroying lives here and destroying neighborhoods.
There's just been too much flight, too many people leaving.
But while others are moving out, Charles Moose and his wife Sandy just bought a fixer-upper here.
So we have a lot of work to do, huh?
Yeah.
They know the crime statistics after all.
I, Charles A. Moose, do solemnly swear.
Charles Moose is Portland's new police chief.
Maybe we've been thinking on too grand of scales and trying to change whole cities when maybe we take it one house at a time.
Charles Moose says when he first patrolled the streets of Portland almost 20 years ago, he thought policemen alone could stop crime. Now he says fighting crime is everyone's job.
And public safety in the community seems to be the #1 concern in the community.
The chief sits down every 2 weeks to listen to citizen concerns, and the police are opening storefront offices to be more accessible.
So don't ask me no questions, man.
But closing the gap may mean getting even more police living in high crime areas. The mayor is looking for money to do just that.
Low interest loans or no down payment to encourage other police officers to move from the outlying areas back into the heart of the city.
In his new neighborhood, the chief has already chased drug users away from the school across the street.
I just think it'll be great for every kid at the school to just know that the police chief lives right there.
And for the criminals to know as more cops move in, there goes the neighborhood. John Blackstone, CBS News, Portland.
Stay with us for much more CBS Evening News, including a United States senator decides to stay and fight rather than cut and run.
These are drugs. They come in many colors: electric blue, shocking pink, glow-in-the-dark orange. Kellogg's All Bran is not a drug. It comes in just one color, the natural color of wheat bran fiber. We admit it's not as flashy, but a lot of regular folks find All Bran, as part of a high-fiber diet, very tasteful. A high-fiber diet and Kellogg's All Bran for drug-free regularity. Look for the recipe on the box for delicious All Bran muffins.
You've heard of store cards, gas cards, even car cards. Well, now hear this. Introducing the new Shell MasterCard from Chemical Bank. Use it to make purchases, and those purchases earn free Shell gasoline. Average drivers could save 10% of their yearly gasoline cost, and there's no annual fee. The Shell MasterCard from Chemical Bank. Call 1-800-FREE-GAS.
My hemorrhoids hurt so much, I was afraid I needed surgery. But my doctor said they weren't serious, and it's time I used Preparation H.
Preparation H helps relieve the symptoms of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissues, often bringing relief from itching, burning, and painful irritation for hours. Doctor recommended Preparation H.
Norelco says don't shave your legs, baby them. With Norelco's incredibly close, comfortable shave that leaves you baby smooth, baby soft. Norelco Lady Shave Razors, dry or wet, we make close comfortable.
A deadly train crash. One rescuer emerged a hero. Another was unknown until now. What makes a hero? 48 Hours, Wednesday.
On Capitol Hill today, the House approved a campaign reform bill that was so watered down, even some supporters were threatening to vote no. The bill would put a $600,000 cap on spending for congressional races, but even that's only voluntary. The Senate has approved a different version, so congressional negotiators will try to find a final compromise. There is one U.S. Senator who's apparently in no mood to compromise tonight on terms of his own resignation, even though he's under fire and under subpoena to turn over his private diaries. Chief Washington correspondent Bob Schieffer has the latest on the case of Senator Bob Packwood.
Packwood was taking out the trash this morning when camera crews caught up with him, and he wasn't talking.
I have no comment on anything at all.
But this weekend, colleagues confirmed he had planned to resign Friday until the Justice Department issued a new subpoena for his diary.
I think
that staff on the Ethics Committee, when they heard and they knew that Packwood was getting ready to resign, that they then somehow quickly forwarded the information to the Justice Department, and like a couple of twin lightning bolts, they had him within 20 minutes with a subpoena.
Today, the Ethics Committee denied that and claimed the Justice Department acted on its own. At any rate, a furious Packwood decided to stay and fight. So the Ethics Committee asked a federal judge to force Packwood to hand over the documents claiming it needs Senator Packwood's diaries to fulfill its responsibilities. Not only to probe sexual harassment charges, but because passages in the diaries also raise questions whether Senator Packwood may have improperly solicited financial support for his wife.
So, for the time being, the investigation goes on and Senator Packwood stays put. Connie?
Bob, can you explain the importance of the Justice Department's subpoena for the diaries? After all, the Senate Ethics Committee had already subpoenaed them.
Here's the difference. The Senate Ethics Committee only has jurisdiction over senators. So, had Senator Packwood resigned, that investigation would have been over, and some Senate staffers were even concerned that Senator Packwood would then be free to destroy the diaries. Once the Justice Department enters a new subpoena, however, then the diaries become possible evidence in a whole separate case, and they couldn't be destroyed or disposed of until the issue was settled in court.
All right. Bob Schieffer on Capitol Hill, thank you. Some of the nation's biggest corporations have not put enough money in their pension plans to guarantee benefits to their retiring employees. The government today named 50 big pension plans that are underfunded by $38 billion, up 31% from a year ago. President Clinton has asked Congress for a tougher law to force companies to keep their plans fully funded. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, the deaths of 5 children in a foster home. Was it neglect or murder?
I teach because I love it.
What you try not to...
And because the future needs shaping.
Like I did.
For my future, I invest in Dreyfus mutual funds. They give me professional people, professional managers who keep their eyes on the market. Dreyfus fund managers? I trust these people. You know, they're the kind of people that are always looking for opportunities.
Now you have to finish your math assignment.
Anyone who does their homework, I like.
You have your choice of either blue or red.
Salad Shooter helps you every day.
How about some cheese for your pizza or perfect Salad Shooter hash browns for breakfast? Vegetables sliced or shredded, and nothing tops a salad like
Salad Shooter
Slicer Shredder from Presto.
Helps you every day.
Do people love Sunsweet orange and lemon essence pitted prunes or what?
What a great taste treat. I keep eating it, so it must be good. I'm not eating it just to be polite now. It's a whole different prune. Can I have one more before I leave?
Better hurry, folks. They're going fast.
The new Accord EX Coupe. There's more horsepower. Handling and comfort are perfectly balanced. It has dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. We've taken it about as far as you can go. The new Accord EX Coupe from Honda.
How your diet helps you master middle age.
Plus, canine companions who are worth their weight in gold.
Tomorrow on CBS This Morning, breakfast for your head.
In the tangle of law and emotion over adoption laws in this country, few cases can match a custody battle now being fought in Ohio. This one involves the courts and the coroner. Correspondent Giselle Fernandez has the story.
Timothy and Kathleen Carroll were back in an Ohio courtroom today, fighting to regain custody of their 2 adopted children, Samuel and Isaiah, both of whom suffer from severe disabilities.
There is no danger, there is no threat, there's never been any abuse or neglect, so why can't the children come home now?
The reason, says the prosecutor, lines the mantle in the Carroll home. 5 out of 10 disabled children adopted by the couple have died in the past year.
Is what has happened simply as the result of tragic coincidence? Or is it as the result of ongoing criminal activity and really the product of a depraved individual?
10-year-old Hannah, who had Down syndrome, was the first to die after being burned with bleach. 1 month later, 7-week-old Chloe, born with a partial brainstem, dies in the hospital. A month later, 3-year-old Noah, born with brain damage, dies of unknown causes. A month later again, 3-year-old Molly, who was mentally disabled, dies of unknown causes. Then in June, 12-year-old Josiah, who had cerebral palsy, also dies. The Carrolls, who still have 2 children in their care, insist adopting high-risk kids is part of a Christian mission and say the high death rate is part of the risk.
Accidents happen. They happen all the time, and it isn't always somebody's fault.
Prosecutors disagreed and ordered the bodies exhumed. Under suspicion, the Carrolls' 17-year-old adopted son James may have been responsible for one or more of the deaths. This month, an emotional family rejoiced after he was found not guilty in one case. But James is still a suspect in the death of Josiah. Both are seen playing together here.
With the nation's adoption laws under intense scrutiny, many are watching the Carroll case very closely. Critics want to know, did agencies place helpless children in a house of God as purported, or allow them to die in what turned out to be a house of horrors? Giselle Fernandez, CBS News, Xenia, Ohio.
In Michigan, Dr. Jack Kevorkian assisted at the death of a fellow physician today. A spokesman said Kevorkian watched as a 61-year-old professor of medicine inhaled a fatal dose of carbon monoxide. He was terminally ill with cancer. Kevorkian is already facing 2 charges of illegally assisting a suicide. He's free on bail, facing trial in January. This was his 20th assisted suicide since 1990. Actor Bill Bixby, who fought cancer to the end, has died at his home near Los Angeles. He was 59. Bixby's first hit role was in the CBS series My Favorite Martian during the 1960s. In the 80s, he was back as a scientist exposed to radiation who turns into the Incredible Hulk. After that, he became a director and kept working full-time even with terminal cancer until shortly before his death.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved Smooth Operator. The new Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The new Smooth Operator wet-dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you would be.
Tim and Kate moved to the West Coast 3 years ago. It seemed like ages since we had seen them, so naturally, we were excited they were coming home for the holidays. Well, they had a little surprise for us. 2 great parents who'll soon be terrific grandparents. Aren't those the most beautiful words?
Come to the Things Remembered store in your mall for engraved holiday gifts that say something.
It's coming to your town, to your street. It's even coming to your home. The worst flu in years. Soaring fever, racking cough, severe body ache. For flu this tough, you'll need Maximum Strength Theraflu. No hot liquid medicine is more powerful, made to relieve your worst flu symptoms in nighttime or new daytime non-drowsy formula. Maximum Strength Theraflu. It's tougher than the toughest flu.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
How do you give low-saturated fat oils like canola a different taste? Add corn oil.
Only Mazzola Right Blend blends the leading corn oil with canola, with 1 gram of saturated fat per serving.
Blend good taste into your healthy cooking with Mazzola Right Blend.
It's no secret that much of the violent crime in this country is committed by young people. So the crime bills passed by the House and Senate include hundreds of millions of dollars for what are called boot camps. They're designed to rehabilitate juvenile offenders. Correspondent Reed Galen takes a look in tonight's Eye on America.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
They look like little boys, all in line. But looks and manners are deceiving.
Grand theft auto, petty theft.
Arson, sir? Sir, armed burglary, sir?
Burglary, sir, assault, bench, sir.
By the time they get to the Manatee County Boot Camp,
Start all over, Shelton. Ain't crime fun?
They have already defeated every obstacle in the juvenile justice system.
Sir, 17 felonies, sir.
How many crimes have you committed that you haven't been caught for? Be honest.
Sir, over 300, sir. Battery on law enforcement officer, sir, ×2, sir.
Oh, you've been in a group treatment home?
Yes, sir.
And how'd they treat you?
Sir, that was a kiddie camp, sir.
Commander Lee Vallier, former teacher and prison psychologist, is running something quite different here.
Once you get that discipline, you can change them. And I'm not going to ask them to change, I'm going to demand that change occur.
First, total conformity, total compliance.
Go!
No phones, no TV, no talking to other recruits. Then the real fun starts, psychological warfare.
You were with the wrong crowd.
Sir, I wasn't.
You were the wrong crowd, you got it.
This approach seems to appeal to the public's desire to do something about repeat juvenile offenders. It looks like punishment, but it also looks like a rehabilitative program. It looks like these young muggers, thieves, and armed robbers are getting some badly needed attention. It doesn't look like they're being coddled.
Well, look right at them and tell them.
I'm sorry. I put everybody in pain and suffering.
This boy has been jailed 9 times.
Sir, I've aggravated assault with intent to kill on school premises, sir.
What do you think?
Total nonsense. You've got to treat people with decency and humanity and individualization.
Jerome Miller works with young criminals. He and others in the field say there's evidence boot camps are not effective. That sweat and tears down in the dirt might further embitter lost children. The key, Vallier believes, is that boot camp discipline alone is not enough. You have to drill deeper.
You've always been a liar, haven't you, Kyle? I look up.
There's a jagged edge between stripping away a boy's last shred of self-esteem and helping him discover who really is inside.
Right now, I couldn't really tell you who's looking down at you, sir. I know when I leave here, sir, all this left face, right face, sir, everything, that's going to leave, sir. So the only thing that's going to keep me going, sir, is my belief, sir.
You know who I feel bad for? His mom.
Mom comes to visit.
That's what it's all about, isn't it, huh, kid?
I'm sorry. I know you are, Robbie. I just don't want you to be in trouble anymore.
What do you think of this program, man?
I love it. I've seen such a change in Robbie already.
The first graduates from this camp were released 4 months ago. With constant follow-up attention, none has yet been rearrested.
Don't hug on me no more.
You could almost forget who they are.
Sir, just a kid, sir.
Almost.
Did you used to try to get 9-year-olds into a gang? You try to ruin the life of a 9-year-old.
The barracks echo with shame and anger. But change is a silent agony. Critics think this risky, but this much is sure.
Don't you think people cared before?
Sir, yes, sir.
Somebody has finally gotten their attention.
You know you're going to make it. Yeah. All right, get in your room, kid. Some kid, ain't it?
In Manatee County, this is Reed Galen for Eye on America.
You heard my conversation down in Jacob?
And that's our news. Coming up tomorrow on CBS This Morning, Canine Companions, very special dogs helping humans in ways you'd never imagine. I'm Connie Chung in New York. See you again tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us. For Dan Rather and all of us at CBS News, good night.
Experience CBS News.
He's declared war on Saturday night specials, handguns often used in crime. But what can one man do? Plenty. Eye on America investigates tomorrow on the CBS Evening News. This is CBS.
Exclusive video, Jackie O today on the 30th anniversary of JFK's death. Plus, what does Liz Taylor really know about Michael on Hard Copy next?
Mother drank